Explicit nothing. We're looking where your claim is that the scriptures was corrupted. We're looking for grounds where you can give evidence of your claim. That's all we're trying to
Yeah,
get.
yeah. Look, no problem, no problem at all. No problem. But let me say this, Byzantine. I don't want to go back to the topic of like how it's rude to interject and interrupt. I don't want to go back to that. But but you just gotta calm down and let me feel. Please calm down, Byzantine. Just mute up, please. Thank you. Let me just finish. So again, the whole thesis of the Quran conflicts. You know what? Let me just stop here and look up explicit passages, and maybe we'll just go from there. But
Okay.
oh, hold on a second. So let me land with this. Let me land with this. The reason I'm not trying to do that is because like I feel like it's a bit undignifying when like imagine you have a book report on Harry Potter and you kind of tell your teacher like I don't have anything explicit that says that this is really about witches versus like I don't know like about Muslims. Like I kind of feel like this whole thing is about Muslims and I don't have anything really explicit. It's kind of like look, this is like what Harry Potter's about. Like we don't need to even go in and look at like what are we doing actually? Like this is I think only if someone is on stage or in the audience and is kind of like confused at what's happening, I will say uh, this kind of just so you're aware, this just kind of looks like a silly apologetics game, like some online thing that has become very popular now to try and like say let's look at some passages and oh like you know that's not the right passage, you got to read that backwards, you got to read that.
So when I ask for proof and evidence
So
as
that's
something to be
what I'm
true, it's too much to do. Got it.
Byzantine 1 second. I promise I'm almost done. So
Hold on, Byzantine.
one
Let them get it. Just let them finish, bro.
why I'm trying to it may seem like I'm trying to obfuscate is because I don't want to get bogged down into like that. I think that's a very like dirty gutter game. I'm like, look, let's just get to the point. The point is like, is there like a tension that you're trying to expose explicitly? Is there like a talking point or an argument that you're trying to practice on here that maybe you learned from your mentors? You
No, dude, I'm asking for the question, or I'm looking for the answer to the
know,
question.
just let me just wait until I'm done, please, please, brother,
Done. How
brother,
long? An
brother,
eternity, bro? Like, there's no winning with you, bro.
brother,
Like, no, man.
brother. Let me wait, please. Let's wait until I'm done.
Wait until you're done. That's gonna be till Christmas, bro.
Now just wait. He ain't gonna. Just let him. How long you want us to give you, Dwight?
Oh no, I'm done now.
Okay, so this is, and I'm gonna let you get in there, Byzantine. This is the issue, Dwight. There's a dilemma we see with Islam, and the reason we're trying to get clarity on this dilemma. The dilemma is that you say the scriptures are corrupted, but the Quran is telling us that it's coming to confirm the scriptures. It doesn't say anything. The closest we get to it corrupted, I'm gonna read this right. It says the Quran does not explicitly state the Bible is corrupted as a single phrase, but it accuses some people of the book, Jews and Christians, of altering, hiding, or misinterpreting portions of their scriptures. The Quran recognizes the Torah and Gospel as divine revelation, but implies changes occur over time, often used to explain discrepancies with Quranic teachings. Now, the issue with that is Allah says that his words cannot be corrupted in the Quran. It said they can't be this. So, if at the same time it's saying they have been, that's a dilemma. And if the Bible is true, that makes the Quran false because it contradicts it. But if the Bible is false, the Quran will be telling them to go to the people of corrupted books for confirmation. That's the dilemma we're trying to get understanding on.
So Meek, let me ask you this question. Let me just ask you this question. Now typically Muslim apologists will try and argue how that's not true. Do you know the reason why I don't partake in this?
Because you can't justify anything.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second.
I'm listening to Walk.
Yeah. The reason I don't even want to go there is because I'm trying to get at a deeper issue. The deeper issue is if this was truly a dilemma. My point is this isn't a dilemma. This is actually this is a goofy thing that apologists like God Logic and silly people. Now hold on. Now here's my question to you, Meek. If
Okay.
this was truly a dilemma,
Hmm.
why haven't we heard any act talk about
Hold on, you had cut out in that last part. I didn't.
why haven't we heard any serious academic talk about this, or even wrote a book or an article, even a simple article on this?
So we have plenty of academics who talk about the Islamic dilemma, and it breaks it down. You have people like for example, you mentioned God Logic, you have David Wood, you have I forgot other people who. Now I'm not sitting here agreeing or disagreeing,
Jedi.
but all I'm saying, I do see what they're talking about, and no Muslim, even including yourself, can really justify it or try to explain why it's not a dilemma. They just talk around it, and you get what I'm saying. But Byzantine, did you want to?
Yeah, so I just like this guy's like, hold on, hold on, hold on. He's going on his spur. He's like, dude, I can actually justify my worldview. You're just saying how much you love Islam. That's fine, but you need to give a grounding and an account. I actually where Eve is from. You go on a tangent, you can't give me anything. So it's like, if you were trying to convert people, dude, you fucking suck at it. You can't justify shit.
So
Let's cussing. Let's chill out on the cussing.
it's fine. It's fine. So Meek, I'm more. I want to get back to your. So you said there are academics. So this is a good. This is good because I will take that seriously, and I would tell myself, let me go back and revisit this and look into this and see what this dilemma is about. Maybe I need to speak to my mentors, teachers, my own scholars. Now so let's look at some of the academics. So you said one is David Wood, the other one is God Logic, and I'm sure you have other. Um, when I mean academic, I mean someone who is a credible scholar in the field of Islamic studies.
Okay.
Anyone in there who would say that this is a dilemma?
So the reason I don't like, so what I'm looking at is the argument, what they studied and looked into, and the evidence. So I'm not really caring about if people look at them like they're this or that. I listen to everyone. So even a homeless person who can explain things to me, I'm taking them as credible as well as someone who's in a college because I don't look at like how man looks at things. I look at the person and what they know and the evidence they can provide. So I get what you're saying, but I just want us to focus on the argument and the evidence, and not is this person credible or not, because everybody's going to be subjective on that. So if we can deal with the argument at hand and we can go into the scriptures and see what's going on, I think that'd be a better foundation to build on rather than what I think or feel about this person's credibility, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense. I don't agree, and I can share why, but it makes sense. Um, so let me.
Yo, you
Well,
fucking goyim.
Hold on, big
well,
thing. Just chill, bro. Oh, see, that's what I did not want to happen.
no, I didn't remove him, by the way. Just to be.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, yeah. So let me share why I disagree. So um, I'm not really in the field of Islamic studies either. And when it comes to Christianity, you said you yourself are a Christian. Sometimes the problem in the way Muslims engage with Christians, it was we tend to misrepresent Christians. So we will take the Bible and kind of like cherry pick verses and say like, oh look, these verses, are saying X, Y, and Z. They're affirming Islam and or the Prophet and so on and so forth. This was a very popular strategy in like the 90s, the 80s, may have even began a little bit earlier. So this is a very popular strategy, right? To kind of like strawman Christianity. But when you go to the field of Christian studies, and I know someone personally who is doing his degree in I don't know what aspect of Christianity. I don't know if it's like even philosophy and Christianity, but I mean he's a devout Christian and he loves engaging and discussing with Muslims, and he's in the field. So sometimes I'll refer to him, or I like to look at what the actual professors and people in the field would say, because the reason why is because doing it myself can lead to errors, whereas you have people who devote their lives to this, so they can tell me right away whether I'm seeing something that's good, or whether it's just like I'm missing something crucial. These are people who've read countless things, secondary, tertiary, and so they can make sense of the things that I'm reading, whereas I'm just going to be reading one thing. So these are experts, and it's the same way that that I would go to an expert like mechanic if I had an issue with my car, or go to an expert doctor if I was feeling sick. So these are experts in the field of Christian studies or biblical studies or so on and so forth. Now I'm not an expert in the field of Islamic studies, but I kind of hang out with. I know a lot of people who are in the field of Islamic studies, and my own brother is a PhD student at a big university in Near Eastern studies. In fact, one of his teachers is like an elite authority in the field, and he's not even Muslim. That teacher, his name is Michael Cook. For people who know who that is, he's a big guy in the field. I don't even really like him much, or I don't like his views or his works, but I have to give it to him. He is a person in the field. Now, why is all of this important? Because you would think that PhD students who are just thirsty for the new dilemma, for the new thing that they can write about, because every PhD student is trying to become the next professor. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's like a huge drought. I mean, there's no jobs for PhD students. So once you get your PhD, after you spend, 5 years, 5 to 6, 7, maybe even 10 years doing your PhD, reading all these books on a topic, after all of that, there's a good chance you're not even going to get a job. That's what we're faced with. That's what PhD students are faced with. Now, the best way to avoid that is to find the next big thing, the next hot topic that you can write on and make a name for yourself. If this was truly a dilemma, I want us to think about this. Why haven't any PhD student? I mean, there's certainly no professors, but hey, maybe it's because they're all old, maybe they're oblivious. We can't say it's because they're all Muslim, because, like I said, in the field of Islamic studies, they're not all Muslim. You have many atheists, Christians, and so on. But you don't have any professors. You don't even have PhD students who are jumping on this topic. Now, why is that? I'll tell you why. Because from my little bit of experience, hanging out with PhD students, hanging out with professors, engaging and discussing with professors in Islamic studies, and reading countless articles and books in the field of Islamic studies, I have to say it respectfully, this is like a very goofy dilemma. That's why they don't even bother with it. It would be as if can you guys imagine going to a seminar, a graduate seminar in Islamic studies, and then raising your hand and asking the question, how do we even know Prophet Muhammad existed? Everyone would just laugh at me. They would laugh. And imagine if I was the one guy there saying like, no, 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 you guys really have to take it seriously. So look, I'm really sorry to break this to, I mean, Byzantine sadly left, but I'm sorry to break this to you guys, but I'm hoping this is beneficial, because isn't that what we come to Clubhouse for?
Well, do I? This is why it seemed like Muslims run around this a lot, because from a Christian perspective, our wisdom and understanding comes from inspiration from the Holy Spirit. We don't care about PhDs. We don't care about none of that. Actually, and to how we see it, A lot of these Bible colleges and Bible PhDs, they still don't understand. Hear what I'm saying? They don't understand intimately a lot what's being said in that Bible. They only can look at it from a certain perspective because that's what they're taught and that's what they have been programmed to how to see it. That's why you have so many different interpretations of the Bible. These type of conversation, God has instilled in us wisdom and understanding. We can go into it ourselves and allow God to bring out the truth. That's how powerful He is. He doesn't rely on man's understanding and wisdom. God is that wisdom for us. So if we can trust in God in this situation, not that, the truth will still be able to be revealed to us. That's why it's important for us to study ourselves, go into the scriptures. Not like you say, Dwight, you're not familiar with this Islamic dilemma like other people are. I have heard the arguments. I have looked into it, and I'm telling you, yes, it seems like a dilemma. But I'm thinking, as you as a Muslim, you will have clarity on this. But it seems like you still have to do some getting some clarity and studying yourself, and that's cool. I respect that. But I don't care about PhDs. I don't care about none of that. I just care about what's true because I worship God in spirit and truth, not based on scholars and PhD. I don't care about none of that. So if whenever you do get a chance and you study this stuff and you look into why are people saying there's a Islamic dilemma, then we can have a conversation. Because right now, I'm not getting the clear. I'm kind of seeing that there's a dilemma and it's not really being justified right now. So until it is justified, which I don't see how it can be, then that's when I can say, okay, let's build off of that. But right now, there's a dilemma with the Quran, brother, and it seems like this is not from a God who's not of confusion. It seems like this is man, and they did. I don't think Muhammad knew that the internet would come because right now the internet is exposing a lot, and I don't think they. I think it was just, to me it seemed like this was produced not from God. It doesn't seem like it because there are a lot of contradictions. There's a dilemma. So if we can talk about that, I'm open to it, but I don't care about the people, PhDs and scholars. Scholars are biased as well. You can have Christian scholars who are biased and who only see things from a Christian lens. Muslim scholars who are, so that really don't mean anything to me.
Yeah, so I want to say to Meek, if we're trying to build bridges between Christians and Muslims, I think the important thing is to not misrepresent the other, right? So if like I'm telling you that the dilemma, this Islamic dilemma, look, I'm trying to be very polite. If I
Hold on,
could
what you mean? Like, what you
wait,
mean? You trying to be polite?
because
What?
because I was gonna say God Logic and David Wood, they are very unreputable. They like
No,
I'm
they're not. No, they're not.
hold on, please let me say.
No, what I'm saying, Dwight, what I'm saying, I don't gossip. So I don't want to speak down or if a person is not here. I
Okay,
don't those are brothers to me. So I don't want you to like just stick to what you know and what you can reveal to me and not talk about somebody else because you feel some type of way about them. I don't do that.
so
Like,
let me
yeah, I
okay,
don't do that.
wait,
So
wait, wait, okay, so let me say this. What are we supposed to do? Hold on, Necro. Wait, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do when we so this is what you're doing. You're stripping authority, like you're stripping expertise, you're stripping, like there's no way to evaluate someone. I'm not judging these people's characters. I mean, I think I have a lot to say about their character, but that's not, let me quickly say this. What I was trying to say about the thing about authority is, would you say that I should go to Zakir Naik to learn about Christianity? Meek, I'm sure you know
no,
who that
no, I
is.
would say study yourself. Study yourself. Get into it yourself.
Okay, so but even if I am doing it myself, like, would it be helpful for me to attend a lecture or attend a talk or a seminar by or a
Oh,
class
it'll
even?
be helpful on things that you haven't looked into. Like what you say earlier. You say you haven't really, you got to still talk to your scholars and things about the Islamic dilemma. So by you not fully understanding what that is and you still have to seek understanding, I wouldn't trust your understanding on it right now until you go to them and you study yourself. People like God Logic, David Wood, they have did their homework. They have looked into it. They have read the Quran. They have talked to mosque and talked to scholars and had debates with all these people. That's why they're credible to have these type of conversations. So it's like with you, you already admitted that you still have some looking into. So for you to discredit people who have did the homework, that's kind of showing me you're kind of you're biased a little bit on you being a Muslim and they being Christians, even though they have did their homework and they can go to the scriptures off top. When I ask you for the scripture, you can't give it to me, but they can. So I'm not going to just discredit them because they're so-called not Muslims like you are. I'm going to credit them for doing the homework and being able to have the argument and talk about it. Right now, you can't do that. So it wouldn't be fair for me to put you to, I wouldn't even discredit you. I'm just going by what you say. Like I'm open to even what you're saying about it, but because you told me you got to look into it and you don't really know about it, I got to respect you on where you're at. You get what I'm saying? But I don't think it's respectful for you to discredit people who have did their homework, who do this for a living, and who can, talk about these things from a knowledgeable perspective.
Wait, but what's unclear is I'm saying that no, like no one in Islamic studies, not just me, no one in Islamic studies is familiar with this dilemma. So
Now, there
that's
are a
another
lot of
thing that I'm
Muslims I
saying.
know who are familiar with this. There are a
No, so
lot.
you keep putting academics and non-academics on the same.
No, I'm saying, look, you're giving me a claim and I'm debunking it because you said no Muslim. Now I can agree, no Muslim you know, but you don't know every Muslim to claim all Muslims say this because I know Muslims who know about the Islamic dilemma.
But I'm
Like they talk about it.
I'm vaguely familiar with the discourse, what experts talk about, what people who are in the field. And what I'm trying to do is say this: if we're trying to build bridges between Muslims and Christians, we can't start off by misrepresenting each other, right? You were frustrated at the last guy who wasn't even interested in listening to you, and he just kept trying to make his point. You what God lodged
Who was I frustrated with?
that other guy who left, Phoenix, who left. So the
No, I
thing,
wasn't frustrated with Phoenix. I wasn't
okay, but
frustrated at all with him.
okay, maybe you were a bit you
He
were
was just I was just asking him if we can allow each other to talk. Like when we cut each other off, we're not really engaging fully in the conversation. So that's why I was trying to tell him, but I wasn't frustrated about it. I'm used to it. It happens all the time.
okay,
Huh.
wait, Neko, wait, so wait, hold on, everybody, give me a second because I want to just get this out to between Meek and I. Meek, you're the thing is, so you're trying to build bridges. Okay, so let's
Oh
start
no,
there. We're
no, no,
building
no.
bridges.
So you keep misrepresenting. See, and this is the thing, Dwight. Don't like you don't want to be misrepresented. I never said I'm trying to build bridges between Christian and Muslims. I never said that. What I'm about is the truth. So whether it's whether we're going to speak and build off truth or not. But I'm not trying to build a bridge on together religions. I don't do that.
No, by building a bridge, what I mean is like we have to learn how to talk to each other, right? Without fighting and arguing and speaking over each other, and that's what I mean. So what I'm saying, and like hear each other out. That's what I'm saying. So and that's what truth is all about, right? So when we're trying to hear each other out, you're trying to be heard and not be misrepresented, which is fair. But what I'm saying is you're really doing that with not just me, all of Islam. And the
Uh,
reason here, the reason you've taken these people like David Wood and God Logic as authorities. And what I'm trying to say is these are people that it sounds derogatory, and I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but these people are performers. You have to understand that.
okay, Dwight. I have done the
Oh,
homework myself. So let's talk about what I studied.
wait, hold on, please. Let me just say this because I'm being
Okay.
there are performers on Islamic side as well. There are Muslim performers, not credible Christian scholars, right? Who kind of like, they make these goofy points and like it's all performance. And Christians are doing the same thing. Like David Wood, God Logic, and there's a whole bunch of other names out there, Jay Smith, and so on and so forth. So what I'm saying is we live in a world now where these performers go out there and paint themselves as being experts and like, oh, I've memorized this and memorized that. This is very good. If look, Angel is an impartial person, right? She is not. She's like on nobody's side. So she and other people on here, you can ask yourselves this: if that is true, why have they refused to go to experts? So
They
someone,
have Dwight. This
let me
is what I'm saying.
finish.
No, Dwight. You're lying though, because they have.
I'm
They
gonna say it
do that.
because you gotta let me finish. I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna
Okay, but Dwight, what I'm
show you.
saying is, why do you have to lie to prove a
I will
point?
tell you. I will tell you. Please, I will tell you. Okay.
Okay, you got it. Go ahead.
Look, I'll tell you. I know people. You can. I know experts, professors. You can email them. Well, and if I have to, I mean, you can Google him and you can find him. But if I have to, I can post the email in the chat. You can ask him this. You can send him an email. He
No,
might
I'm saying I actually seen videos, actual like I don't just have emails. I have actual footage of these people talking with scholars,
Meek.
going to the mosque,
Meek,
talking to these people. Like,
hold on.
what are we doing here?
Hold on.
David Wood has debated with a lot of scholars, brother.
Hold on. Isn't this a performance? Because I can't even speak.
Wow,
I know,
this is
I know you're about to say that. I know, but let me speak though. Let me just finish. I know you're saying like, oh, I was about to explain that. I can explain that. No problem. I can explain. My point is, they are so that's part of the performance. I know this because look, I saw a clip of a Muslim guy doing the same thing. He went to some kind of like university, like Christian university, and he spoke to like Christian professors and Christian students, and he was kind of like making a big show, like, "Oh, you guys studied the Bible, and you guys can't even answer my one question." Countdown, Angel. You guys have to hear what I'm saying. Like I'm saying people do this. This is part of the act. It's kind of like, don't you guys see those what are they called? Those pranks. Don't you guys see pranks? Pranks are where people do these kinds of things. Like they put a prank on people, and then sometimes the people that they're pranking, they're not even real people. They're part of the act. They're actors. So I'm surprised I have to even share. Like I know we all know this, and I'm
you. Why you don't? The thing
please,
is, you don't have to share this because we know about pranksters. We
hold on,
know about performance,
Meek,
but we're trying to
Meek,
tell you we know
hold on.
the difference.
Okay, Meek, please, hold on. Let me just, let me say, and then I invited Islamic also because I think maybe he can help me explain what I'm trying.
Oh man, he's
Hold on,
so
hold on, hold on.
biased.
Hold on,
Go
it's not.
ahead.
No, no, Meek, we'll let you speak. All look, I will let you speak, and I have to run, so I'll even we're gonna message each other privately because I'm surprised. You know, I've seen you. Always seen you as a guy who's sensible and someone who's faithful to trying to hear other people out. But when you're telling me your buddies are God Logic, and I've interacted with God Logic on this app, you can ask him. I mean, he's probably famous now. He probably forgot
But
me, but
why? I didn't say
hold on,
they were my
hold on.
buddies, bro.
Hold on, Meek. Let me, please, let me finish. You know, when people interrupt me, then I go on a weird rant. So let me, okay, but you're,
Oh man.
okay. So then I apologize. I take it back. I take it back. But what I'm saying, so you see how that hurts, right? And I'm saying I
No,
apologize. I
I'm
take it
saying
back.
I
Maybe I
want to
misunderstood.
get somewhere with the convo, bro.
Okay,
But
let me, okay, please, for the love of God, please let me finish this. I have to go, so I be quick. This. I'm saying if God logic, right? Forget the performance, you know, and the thing is he has to do it because he's getting money, he's doing his role, he does, which is a performance. If he's a scholar, if he's like rigorous and intellectual, if he's really seeking the truth, why has he not gone so I know you're going to say he has, and yeah, for sure, for the videos, why hasn't he published on this point? If this is such a big dilemma, this is going to blow out the field. I know people in the field, my brother's in the field. You can look him up. You can look him up. You can, I mean he's sitting, you know, in the living room right now. I know people he's in the field. People are in the field, and no one, this is they will laugh at this. You know, I can try and look into this, but people are just going to laugh at me. So we can do this if you want. I'm trying to get to the deeper issue, which is we shouldn't live. You know, this whole time I was talking about being a functional, productive human being. This is not a productive human being. This is like right up there with like flat earthers and conspiracy theories. So don't we can't. That's what I'm trying to say. Like you know, like I'm being consistent. I'm saying with Christianity, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to tell you what a dilemma is. In fact, I'm trusting you on your sources. I'm saying you, so you have to trust. Isn't it fair that I take you on your sources to hear you out, to hear your perspective, and you have to hear my perspective, hear
Wow,
me out.
that's not fair, bro. Because
I,
I asked you,
I,
I said, you explain it to me. You told me you have to go to the scholars to get more information. That's what you told me.
let me can I clarify? I'm saying no serious person thinks this is a serious question. This is a goofy, retarded question. I'm trying to be polite, but this is a really
Well,
retarded,
can
dumb
I ask
question.
another Muslim then, since you don't want to answer it? Like
No,
Islamic. Can I
no, you
ask
can't.
him?
You can't. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you.
Wow.
I'll take. Can I explain why? Can I explain? See, that's not fair. That's
So like,
not Meek. You know, Meek. The thing is, see. This is what I think. I think you don't want the truth on this matter
I
because,
do, but you're
and I can
not
tell you
giving
why.
it to me, Dwight.
I
And
can
then
tell
when I say, let me ask Islamic, you like, no, you can't ask him.
because
What?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because this question is goofy. What you should ask is it a
Oh my
legitimate,
goodness.
serious? Ask him. Ask any Muslim that.
Okay, Islamic. Let me ask him. Okay, because I
Okay,
get you. It's goofy
I
to
have to.
you. It's goofy.
I have to run. I have to run. But I'm gonna say,
Okay,
Meek. We have
have
to.
a.
I'll listen. I'll
Oh
listen.
my goodness.
But we have to finish this between us at some point in the future. Please commit to that because I'll
I'm
listen in the
already
background
committed. I'm already committed. But just if you got to do your homework on it, if you feel like it's goofy, we don't have to have a conversation. But let me see if Islamic or my D want to have a conversation. They might not look at it like you do.